What's up, Warlord Squad? My name is Anime Warlord, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the official top 20 things that I have collected in 2025. If you guys haven't seen the honorable mentions yet, I left a link to it down in the description box below. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, you guys. So, coming in at number 20 are all of my autographs. I know this technically counts as 7 because I was fortunate to meet 7 people this year, but if I've gotten like a certain number of things in like a certain span of time, I just basically count it as one big thing. Anyways, so back in January, I met Carrie Ann Hoskins, who played Sonya Blade, and she signs on here to Alex Flawless Victory, Carrie Ann Hoskins. And just like all the other Mortal Kombat actors that I met before Carrie Ann, she was very nice too. All right, the next autograph right here is from the creator of Q*bert, Mr. Jeff Lee. And funny story about this autograph, you guys. I actually met the creator of Q*bert completely by accident. So I knew that Galloping Ghost Arcade was going to be at C2E2 2025. And I remember I was just basically browsing around the arcade games they have. Of course, you know, I reunited with my friend and the owner of Galloping Ghost Arcade, Doc Mack. And I just basically saw a man sitting at a table, and that man turned out to be Jeff Lee. So I met Q*bert's creator completely by accident, and it was absolutely awesome. He was very nice with his fans, and he gave out his autographs for free. Anyways, the next autograph that I got from C2E2 2025 is, of course, the legendary Phil LaMarr. I've always wanted to meet him for the longest time, and I got his autograph with a picture of Static Shock. Absolutely awesome. All right, in the summer, Galloping Ghost Arcade was hosting an event called AVGN and Friends, and that's where like the angry video game nerd himself was going to be there, and of course some members of Channel Awesome were going to be there, the Nostalgia Critic and Brad Cinema Snob Jones. So I went on the first day because it was only for 2 days. That was a Friday, and I got the autograph of the angry video game nerd. So now when I tell the story to my friends, if we're doing an AVGN marathon, I can say, yeah, I met him. And on the next day, I took my girlfriend because she was off work that day, and she got her chance to meet the Nostalgia Critic, and she had a really good time. And I got the autograph of Brad Cinema Snob Jones. And he signed on here to Alex, thank you for being a fan, Brad Cinema Snob Jones. Absolutely awesome. And of course, for the grand finale, we have the autographs that I have received at Anime Magic. So first and foremost, we have the legendary Alexis Tipton. I wanted to get her autograph as Mocha Akashiya because that was the first anime I've heard her voice in, Rosario Vampire. And she signs on here, Alex, can I have some blood, please? Alexis Tipton. Very nice. And finally, last but most certainly not least for the autographs, is Brittany Karbowski, and she signs on here, Alex, yes, Master Icarus. And I really had to, like, hold my ear up close to hear her say that line because, you know, you have to remember that Icarus is indeed a kudere. So, what autographs will I be fortunate to collect in 2026? I don't know. I guess you guys are going to have to wait and see. Much like I'm going to have to wait and see too. E2. Haha. See what I did there? Anyways, moving on. Number 19, we have a couple of pop-up parade figures, starting with this one. This is Mima Kitagoe from the world's most terrifying anime, Perfect Blue. I got this at a vendor called Otaku Joe's, and they had a couple of pop-up parade figures, and I saw that they had Mima in stock, and I was really hesitating to buy it or not to buy it because, you know, I was just waiting for Sunday because everybody knows Sundays at conventions you can get some pretty great deals. But I just basically said, you know what? Fuck it. I've been wanting this figure for a very, very long time, and I'm glad that I started with this one to kick off the pop-up parade collection. Next up, I found Chun-Li. I didn't get her at Otaku Joe's at C2E2. No. I got her at the legendary Kokomo Toys and Collectibles. They also have a Street Fighter 6 version of Chun-Li, and I think there's also a limited edition one where she is actually dressed in either pink or red, but I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up. But either or, this is the classic Chun-Li that everybody knows and loves. And I definitely can't wait to get the Street Fighter 6 version of Chun-Li because you know what they say, folks. Thick thighs save lives. And for the last pop-up parade figure that I have collected in 2025 is the Queen of Crazy herself, Yuno Gasai. I was actually surprised to see a pop-up parade figure of Yuno Gasai because it felt really good to know that the Future Diary was getting all new love in the previous year. And they made Yuno Gasai to celebrate 5 years of Pop-Up Parade. And I'm just like, hey, what better way to celebrate a great milestone than releasing the Queen of Crazy herself? Hell, they even released a limited edition version of Yuno Gasai with her yandere face, and I do hope to obtain that one someday too. Alright guys, if you love my Kamen Rider charms from the previous video, then you'll love these charms. These charms right here in my hand, you can't see them right now, but you will see them. They are charms from the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. And I managed to get these charms on the first try. So here they are, one by one. So we have Aijo Rentaro himself. Girlfriend number 1, Hakuri Hanazono. Girlfriend number 2, Karane Inda. Girlfriend number 3, Shizuka Yoshimoto. Girlfriend number 4, AI Nano, one of the best Kudere characters we've ever gotten in recent memory. Girlfriend number 5, Kusuri Yakuzen. And finally, last but most certainly not least, the MILF of the group, Hahari Hanazono. And because I love you guys, here's a little bit of a close-up of the charms one by one. Once again, there is Aijo, there is Hakuri, there is Karane, there is Shizuka, there is AI, there is Kusuri, and there is Hahari. You know, if Round 1 still did their gachapon machines, I would have loved to have collected more of these, especially with the girlfriends that were introduced in Season 2. And with Season 3 on the way, I'm pretty hype. Alright, for number 17, we have a couple of OCG Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I was very fortunate to find this year. So the first one that I have is Barrel Behind the Door, and the second one that I have is one that was really, really hard to get for a while, and I'm glad that I finally found it. And that is the Japanese version of Watt Cancel. Yeah, sure, I know that there's a LART or a Lost Art version of Watt Cancel where, you know, it showcases the Japanese artwork, but everything's in English. But I didn't want that. Like I said before, I really love to collect Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I feel like it really makes my collection a little bit more unique and it really makes it stand out. Number 16 is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duel of Soul for the Game Boy Advance. Come on, focus there. Okay, there it goes. This one I was very fortunate to find at Disc Replay. And as I said before, you guys, you just never know what you're going to find at Disc Replay. And this was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that was honestly really hard to track down for a very long time. And I'm very fortunate that I have tracked this down at Disc Replay, and I actually got one for my roommate's birthday, so now he has his own physical copy as well. Alright, number 15 is my Martin Kitagawa pillow that I got from C2E2 2025, and once again, this is from the legendary Otaku Joe's. That was just basically just wanting to be collected, and it's actually double-sided, believe it or not. So on the first side is Marin Kitagawa in her school uniform, and on the other side, you get her in her Shizuka-tan cosplay. Absolutely amazing. Whether you prefer schoolgirl or Shizuka-tan, Marin Kitagawa will always look sexy either way. Alright, next up for number 14 is my very first Evangelion action figure. This is Eva Unit 2. This is the one that Asuka pilots. And oh my god, it feels so good to have my very first Evangelion action figure because I actually watched Neon Genesis Evangelion for the very first time in 2025 and I loved it. And I cannot wait to collect more Evangelion action figures in the near future. Hell, I even want to collect the Evangelion Godzilla figures because when Godzilla did that collaboration with Evangelion, I'm just like, yo, I gotta collect those someday, man. Alright, next up for the numbers 13 12, and 11 are all soundtracks. So coming in hot at number 13 is the soundtrack for High School of the Dead. Dude, this took me a very, very long time to find a US seller that was selling the soundtrack for High School of the Dead because, once again, I have no clue how to import, but someday I will. Anyways, I am just very fortunate that I found the soundtrack for High School of the Dead this year because I knew this was going to be a hot seller the moment I just saw that someone was selling it on a US account. I'm like, okay, I have to like get this immediately before somebody buys that. And I was just in time. All right, number 12 for the soundtracks is the soundtrack for K-pop Demon Hunters. I still laugh hysterically of just how the atmosphere was during my Black Friday run and whatnot, because people were talking about different artists like Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, and of course they were talking about the Wicked for Good soundtrack that's going to be coming out soon. And of course, I'm just the guy who was just purchasing K-pop Demon Hunters. I cannot wait for the sequel coming out in 2029. Kind of wish we didn't have to wait so long, but then again, sometimes things take time to make things right and perfect it. But just like the editor, or not the editor, just like the toy fixer in Toy Story 2 once said,
"You can't rush art."
And finally, coming in hot at number 11, finishing off all the soundtracks, is the album My Dream Girls from the J-pop duo Natri from the anime Gushing Over Magical Girls. And again, I cannot wait for season 2, so fingers crossed it comes out more sooner than it does later. Hey guys, guess what? We're officially in the top 10 now! Woo! Congratulations, you've made it. All right, let's get started. So, number 10 is the complete series of Regular Show. Yeah. Oh! I am so happy that they released the complete series of Regular Show because for the longest time, a lot of people would create bootlegs of the complete series of Regular Show. I'm like, nah, man, I want to get the real deal. And in February, I think it was released, they actually made the complete series of Regular Show the real deal, and I absolutely love Regular Show. I'm so happy that I have a physical copy of the complete series, and anybody who loves cartoons will love to have this in their collection. But be warned, when you do buy this, the DVDs are a little bit sloppy, so I had to do some like reorganizing and whatnot, but nonetheless, you know, the DVDs are great, the quality is great, and just everything is great. Now I could just basically quote this TV show from my own home, and of course cry in my own home because, like, you guys already know the heartbreaking ending that Regular Show had, and so much more stuff in between. All right, coming in at number 9 is Godzilla's Crocodile Dentist, and on the subject of Godzilla Crocodile Dentist, you guys really enjoyed that video because that video has over 1K views now, so thanks a lot, you guys. I really appreciate that. You guys are all awesome. And I've actually played this with like a couple of people. I've played it with my roommate. I played it with a couple of my best friends. I played it with my girlfriend, etc., etc., etc. Because Crocodile Dentist is just super fun, and it's really fun when Godzilla is involved. Or should I say, kaiju-sized fun when Godzilla is involved. All right, you guys, number 8 is the Sonic the Hedgehog 1997 Honda Civic Type R. And as you can see, just like I promised in my C2E2 haul, I will never, ever take it out of its box. All right, guys, number 7 is this bad boy. My Godzilla Final Wars wall art that I got from Hobby Lobby. Again, I just love how that just fucking glistens. It is just so beautiful. Oh, man, I cannot wait to put this on my wall, and I get chills every single time I hold this thing. Number 6 is my poster for Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, aka GMK. Literally one of my favorite Godzilla movies in the Millennium era, and this just screams beautiful all over it. And I was very fortunate to find this poster at Disc Replay, so hopefully one day I can actually get this in frame, and of course my 1954 Goji poster in frame, and of course my -1 poster and frame to put these all on my wall finally, because honestly, they need a wall to be hung up on. And I get chills every single time I hold this too. Hell, anything Godzilla that I have in my collection, I always get chills every single time when I hold it, and of course, every single time when I wear it. Number 5 are the 2 My Arcade micro players that I have collected in 2025. You guys already have seen these during my Black Friday haul, and I've actually gotten a chance to play these games, and I absolutely love them. They play amazingly. And once again, I say I do want to make a video where I'm just showcasing all my mini arcades. Number 4 is the SpongeBob SquarePants plug and play from 2004, and this one is honestly pretty rare to get. And I was very fortunate to find this in early 2025. Like, I think I got this, yeah, I'm right. I got this back in February, and me and my roommate have played this before, and it just basically brought back memories for the both of us. Guess what, y'all? You've officially made it. You guys have officially made it to the top 3 now. We were in the final 5, and now we're in the top 3. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is the art book for the series Gushing Over Magical Girls. I've actually read this thing the entire way through, and it is absolutely phenomenal. And of course, I unfortunately can't showcase the full thing on YouTube because it is lewd. And I just have to say, anybody who is a fan of Gushing Over Magical Girls, you have to pick up this art book. It's phenomenal. Alright guys, number 2 is this bad boy. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Monster Art Box. This showcases not only 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card art history, but this also showcases artwork made by Kazuki Takahashi and so much more. And I cannot wait to just basically give you guys full in-depth tours of each individual book? What the hell is a book? Book in the near future on the Anime Warlord channel. And as I said before, you guys, I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Art of the Cards can be for like nostalgic Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, watchers, etc., 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 but I feel like this, in my personal opinion, is for Yu-Gi-Oh! Veterans, like yours truly. Well, congratulations, you guys. You made it. You've made it to item number 1. So, what was the number 1 item that I have collected in 2025? Drum roll, please. All right, you guys. The number 1 item that I have collected in 2025 is none other than yes, indeed, my Big Boys Toys figure of Dhalsim from Street Fighter 2. I absolutely love this thing, and if you're a Street Fighter fan, this is definitely a must-have. Hell, I hear that all of these are must-haves for major Street Fighter fans, and I was very fortunate to find this at Anime Magic. Hopefully I find another one of these, like, with a different character, but who knows? I just have no idea how Anime Magic 2026 will play out. I was able to get this on Sunday for a very great deal, and just because, you know, my finger is right here on the button, I have to push it.
Hold up, plane.
Yeah, that's still thrilling to see. And maybe if I'm fortunate to find another one of these things, I hope to find maybe Ryu or Ken or Chun-Li or Blanca. Anybody will do. And these really do stand out in your collection. They feel like they were plucked right from the video game. And one more time. Oops.
Hold up, plane.
There we go. Yeah, sometimes it sticks, but you know, you really have to push it down.
Hold up, plane.
Absolutely beautiful. And it's still very bright. All right, you guys, that's it. That just about concludes the top 20 items I collected in 2025. Man, 2025 was actually a pretty damn good year for collecting, if I do say so myself. What amazing treasures will I be collecting in 2026? I don't know. I don't even know myself yet, and you guys are going to have to wait and see as well. And if you guys have a favorite item that I showcased in today's video, let me know in the comment section down below. And this just about wraps things up for today's video, you guys. If you guys like today's video, give it a like. If you guys have anything to say about today's video, give it a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell to be notified on future nerdy videos when they're released. You guys already know who I am. I'm Anime Warlord. Stay nerdy, stay safe out there. Have a great day, have a great evening, whatever your time zone may be. And always remember to take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the final video for the 4 straight videos you guys have been getting from me. Is the very first Blurtaku pickups for 2026. See you then. Peace out.